Welcome back, Master Mom. This is part 3 of this entire decluttering program called Making the Cut. And today we're putting action to our words and we're decluttering in our home. Welcome to Mom Mastery University, the education every mom should have had, but didn't. I'm Hannah Keeley, America's #1 mom coach, and class is now in session. Hey there, Master Mom. It's Hannah Keeley here, your coach, and I'm so excited because it's part 3 of the Making the Cut coaching series. We're talking all about clutter and how to make the cut. What stays in, what goes out, because we're creating homes that are clutter-free, right? We talked about making the cut in your head, how to work with those mental thoughts around clutter. And then in part 2, we talked about making the cut in your heart, getting to those heart issues, those core needs that cause us to hold on to clutter. And now we're making the cut in our home. This is where we really take action and we go into the mechanics. So you did the thought work, you did the emotional work. Now we're gonna do work with our hands, actually diving in and getting the decluttering done. This is the part that everyone loves because this is where we really see the results. Okay, I've done the mental work, I've worked through the core needs. Now I'm ready for the direction on moving forward. So I want to share with you 7 strategies on how to declutter your home. Remember, I always do things in a way that works with the mom brain. So these strategies that I'm sharing with you today in this coaching session are proven to be effective for moms with mom brain. Is that you? Because I know it's me. So if it's you, make sure you're really doing the work. Now, what does that mean? It means you're not just watching the video or listening to the podcast. That's just part 1. All right. That's just the thought work. That's just the mental work, right? We have to do the physical work, which is faith and works, right? Because faith without works is dead, but faith with works, well, that is alive, right? And living faith is what can transform your life. Okay, so that's why we have to get inside Mom Mastery University and do the extended work. If you are not already a master mom, if you are not already inside Mom Mastery University, I encourage you right now, get inside. Go ahead and start your membership because you won't just have access to the extended work around this coaching series. You're also going to have access to an entire vault of over 300 coaching programs. That's right. Everything a mom could need under the sun is right there inside Mom Mastery University. So this is just part of it. Make sure you access all of it so you can get all the transformation. All right? Okay, so let's dive into these 7 strategies on how to make the cut in your home. Now remember, we're working with the spirit, the soul, and the body. Because when we get in all alignment with spirit, soul, body, that's when you can really see incredible change. Now, the spirit is who you are. It's that heart work we did. The soul is your mind, your will, and emotions. That's the mental work that we did. And now the body, well, that's you taking your body and actually decluttering. So let's talk about these. The first physical strategy is clutter-free is a lifestyle. You're like, Hannah, you're supposed to tell me strategies. Is that a strategy? Yes, it is. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of times, especially with certain types of coaching, you'll set goals, right? Maybe you have a vision board with a goal on there. Maybe you set resolutions every year. Well, the problem in that, goals are great. A vision, yes, it's necessary. However, vision without protocol is often not reached. A goal without a state is often not achieved. So it's not just about setting the goal. Like, yes, I want everyone, all of us together to set a goal of having a clutter-free home. However, having a clutter-free home, I don't think it ever really happens because clutter-free is not just a state of being in the home. Clutter-free is a lifestyle that you live every day. Because as soon as you have that clutter-free home, guess what? The next day, more junk mail comes in, right? More things come in from the grocery store. Things go bad in the fridge. You have to do laundry. You can't match the socks. So you can't ever establish clutter free and have it stick. That's not like a static condition. It's a condition that always changes. So what we need to understand is clutter free is actually a lifestyle. It's a state of being. It's how I live. So what does living that lifestyle of clutter-free actually look like? Well, first of all, it's setting this place in your mind that clutter-free isn't necessarily the goal. Is that okay? Like maintaining my home in a clutter-free way, that's the goal. So, and I see a lot of people get really keyed up about this because what happens is you declutter a space and then clutter goes back into it. And then mom fatigue syndrome sets in. You get frustrated because you can't seem to get ahead, that learned helplessness. And then what do? You just give up. You say, forget it. I can't. I'll wait till after the kids leave for college, right? Then finally I'll get decluttered. No. Because once you declutter something, then it becomes protocol on maintaining it decluttered. Okay, it's not the finished work. It's a lifestyle that we live and we practice it constantly. So get that really like dialed in your brain. Clutter-free is not the goal. Clutter-free is a lifestyle. I'm always letting stuff go. I'm always going back into those places and cleaning them out again. And it's okay. It's not about being clutter-free. It's about maintaining my home. That's the goal. So can you get that in your mind? That is the state of being. It's a lifestyle. It's how I live. I don't go for the finished work. I go for always occupying that space of constantly decluttering. I'm always making the cut. I don't just make the cut one time. Every time I bring in the mail, I make the cut. Every time I do laundry, I make the cut. Sometimes when I'm folding clothes, I'm putting them away, I'll find things I'm like, you know what? I'll just look through my closet. Just spend a few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, looking through my closet. I don't wear that anymore. I don't wear that anymore. So it's not like a big overall decluttering. I have one basket in my closet that I keep anytime I find something that's like, I never really wear it. I don't really like it anymore. It's not really me anymore. It goes in that basket. And then the basket goes in the car and then it goes to the donation center. So do you see, like, we don't have to do the big, heavy decluttering tasks if we live in a way that clutter-free just becomes a lifestyle. So that's one strategy, is the understanding it's just how I live. It's just what I do. Okay, now that second physical strategy is one zone at a time. I cannot tell you what a lifesaver zones are. Now, I hope that you get my monthly calendar, because I create a monthly calendar every single month. I create this for you, and I always divide the weeks into zones, 4 zones every single month. Now, the first zone is going to be like your kitchen, your dining room. Second zone is like bedroom, bathroom. So I have all of it mapped out for you. So if you've not downloaded that calendar, make sure you look at our Facebook page. Okay, get inside the Mom Master University Facebook page. Get to know your sorority sisters. Get those calendars. They are so much fun. I put things on there that to do, to have fun with your family, also to keep your home maintained and decluttered. And also I map out all the zones for you. So make sure you get this month's calendar, whatever month it is, whatever month you're watching this or listening to it. Go into our Facebook page and search for that calendar. It's going to be there, totally free. Download it, use it. Now, I remember coming across a journal I had from, oh my gosh, it was probably like early 2000s, maybe like 2004 or something like that. But I saw a journal entry of zones. It's like, okay, this week is zone 2. And I knew like I was going to be decluttering the den and decluttering the toys. And why I'm sharing this with you is the reason like it has stuck with me for over 20 years is because it works. The reason Master Moms are doing this every single month, it works. So it works like this. You divide your home into 4 zones. And like I said, don't do the work. The work's already done for you. Just download the calendar. I already listed all the zones on the calendar for you. But each week is a different zone. So you have 4 zones every single month. Now, when it's zone 1, you know all you're going to be focusing on decluttering and doing the deep cleaning is just the kitchen, the dining room, those areas. That's all you're going to focus on. You're not going to think about the bedrooms. You're not going to be thinking about the garage. You're not going to be worried about what's outside or the closets or any of that. You're just going to focus on what's in that one zone and looking at the areas in the zone to see what needs to be decluttered. Now, the reason this is so effective is, guess what? Next month, you're going to circle back and look at that zone again. So do you see how this fits in with the lifestyle protocol? That, no, it's just what I do every single month. I go through each zone and look for what I need to declutter and deep clean. That way you stay on top of things and nothing builds up so much that you need to have this huge decluttering task in front of you. We don't want to have to fight the giant if we don't have to fight the giant, right? We can just fight the little battles along the way, and it can be fun. If you don't know it can be fun, go back and watch part 1 and part 2. It can be fun. Now, one zone at a time, that's number 2. Number 3 of the 7 strategies is I repeat what I reward. So if you've gone through our mom boot camp, we spend a whole module inside talking about the mom brain and how the reward center is so effective if you can use it. Now, what this means is, can you reward your behavior? Because the brain, if you don't reward a behavior, the brain is not going to want to repeat it. So I have dogs, which you can see one of them is laying down right there by his foot sticking up. But so when I train dogs, you have dog treats, right? If you've ever trained a dog, you have treats. And when they do what you want them to do, you give them a treat. That stimulates the reward center of their brain so that the brain says, that was good, I'll do it again. We know to do this with dog training, but we forget to do this for ourselves as moms. You have a reward center in your brain. And if you don't stimulate that reward center, guess what? You won't want to do the behavior again. So think about every time you clean up, every time you finish cleaning the kitchen, every time you make up your bed, do something that rewards your brain so that it's easier to maintain a clutter-free lifestyle. It could be something simple as light a candle, plug in a string of beautiful lights, pour yourself a cup of tea, something to reward yourself, just enough to what I call the bow tie. Okay, I'm famous for my mom brain hacks. I love mom brain hacks. They're like back doors to get your brain to do what you want it to do. So one of those mom brain hacks, and you already know this if you went through mom boot camp, is the bow tie. And the bow tie is that idea the present isn't fully wrapped until we put the bow on it, right? When we put the bow on it, it's done. So let's think about that in the tasks that we do in our home, everything that we're doing, our cleaning, our decluttering. Think about, I'm going to put a bow on it. Okay, I'm going to light the candle. I'm going to spray a little bit of that essential oil there, plug in my diffuser, plug in the pretty lights, pour myself a cup of tea. I'm going to do something in this zone or in this area that gives me that sense of a dopamine hit. It's a reward, because often moms are notorious for stopping at 85%, right? When we're doing a task, we'll stop before it's really done. We'll stop washing the dishes when we have enough dishes washed so that it's not a source of pain anymore, which is usually around 85%. But I want to encourage you, do that last 15%. Do it all the way and reward yourself at the end of it so that you can put a bow on it. That bow tie, I'm telling you, is brilliant. So that was our strategy number 3. Repeat what you reward. So reward it and you'll repeat it. Now, strategy number 4 is momentum comes in group formation. I certainly hope you have enrolled in Mom Master University, and my hope is that you have upgraded to elite level. I'm telling you, elite level, yeah, it's a little more money, but I'm telling you, it's a whole lot of difference, because you actually get a one-on-one coach to help you. That accountability, meeting with a coach who is trained by me in Covenant Coach strategies and trained to work around the mom brain, to work with you one-on-one every other week. Also, inside Elite, I'm coaching you every single Monday. Now, being inside Mom Master University, that is awesome. You're a part of a sisterhood, you're a sorority, you're wrapped up in that momentum, and momentum always beats willpower. Think about that. If you just have that momentum, you don't even have to think about it, because now you're just moving forward with the momentum of a group. So if you're not inside Mom Master University, get inside, enroll inside, and get part of that momentum to move forward and transform your life. And if you are, I want to encourage you, right now is a perfect time. Maybe it's time for you to upgrade to Elite, to get your own coach, to have me coaching you every single Monday. So make sure you're part of that group so that you take advantage of momentum. It's an amazing strategy to help you move forward. Now, strategy number 5, set your stops. Okay, this is so important. The mom brain often, you don't want to start decluttering because you can't see the finish line. Am I right? Like, think about it. If someone was like, hey, let's go running, but they didn't tell you how long they were going to run, would you really want to start running? You don't know whether they're going to be running like a quarter of a mile or do a marathon. And I certainly don't want to be running with them if they're going to go for a marathon. It's like, hold up, I mean, I might need to train a little bit for that. So with the mom brain, if we can't see the finish line, we're often not motivated to start the task. Does that make sense? Like, think about all the things in your life that, it's such a big task that I'm not really sure. I don't even want to start it, right? Because I don't know when or how or if I'll be able to finish it. Totally understandable. So this is why we have to set the stops. Now, when we set the stops, it means we are creating a finish line. So for example, let's imagine, okay, some of you are like, we don't have to imagine that. I really haven't. A garage that is full of clutter. You can look at that garage and say, you know what? The only thing I can think that would fix this is a bottle of kerosene and a match right now, because I don't even want to start. That's okay. We're going to create little finish lines. So there are 3 different types of stops that you can create around big tasks, especially the big decluttering tasks. And number 1, the timed stops. I'm telling you, a egg timer is one of those powerful tools a mom can own, but not just any egg timer. Get the old-fashioned egg timer that you can hear tick. Why is that important? Well, the Bible tells us, teach me to number my days so I can develop a heart of wisdom. Numbering your days means you're conscious of time. Time is your most precious resource. We learned about that in part 1. So if time is your most precious resource, we need to increase our awareness around it. How do we increase our awareness around it? Hear it, right? When you have that old-fashioned egg timer, like you turn it and you hear tick, 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 tick. What is it going to do in your mind? It's going to help you understand, wait, time is critical. I need to use it. I'm on the clock, right? So set the timer. So maybe it's like you have like a big junk drawer, maybe it's a big closet, or maybe the garage, and you're going to say, you know what, all I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to do 10 minutes. That's it. Maybe that's all you have. Maybe you don't even have that. Maybe you just have 5 minutes. Turn that timer on 5 minutes and make it a personal contest with yourself. Make it a personal challenge. How much can I throw away or give away in 10 minutes? How much can I do? Get excited about this. I only have 10 minutes. I hear it ticking. I hear it ticking. You may even want to do it around songs. Sometimes I'll put on a song and I'll say, okay, the next 3 songs. I used to do this with my kids. Like if we had to declutter their whole closet and get all that organized, I would put on music and we would have contests. How much can we do before this song is over? And all of a sudden we're like, okay, we'll give that away. Okay, we'll put this in the throwaway pile. Okay, we'll hang this back up and put it here. All of a sudden it becomes like a contest. It becomes a personal goal. It becomes a challenge. And yes, it becomes fun. I'm telling you, decluttering can be fun when you do it right. So make sure you set stops. And the first is a time stop. You can either use an audible egg timer or put on music and use that as your timer. But you're going to make it a personal challenge. How much can I do? Now, don't just stand there paralyzed. Don't look at the whole garage. Look at what can I do first? Let me pick up one thing, find a home for it. It's either going to be put away, I'm going to give it away, I'm going to throw it away. So that's your personal challenge. Are you up for it? Of course you are. Now, the second stop that we're going to create, the first one is the time stop. The second is the tallied stop. Tallied means I'm just going to find 10 things. Now you'll notice on our crazy calendars that we have inside Mom Master University, every single day, every single month, there's always a day that I call 2020 day. What is 2020 day? It's where you set a timer for 20 minutes and you try to find 20 things to give away. Everyone in the family. Can you imagine if everyone in my family, like, I don't know if you have a big family or small family, but one time, we would do a 2020 day, right? If everyone can find 20 things that they can give away. Now with 7 kids, one of my kids finally did the math. They're like, Mom, do you realize we're giving away like 140 things? And I'm like, that sounds amazing. Yes, let's do it. Creating more space in the home, right? More space for you guys to play and enjoy life. And so I want you to think about this. Like, what if you could just set a tally? Today, I'm just going to sort 5 pairs of socks. Don't worry about if it's high or low, or don't put any judgment over that. Because remember, it's a lifestyle. It's not a goal. It's just a lifestyle. So I want you to think about this and set a number. Maybe give all the kids a number. Before we would go to bed, I remember saying, okay, guys, everyone, let's pick up 10 things. Everyone pick up 10 things. I would even say that you can pick up 10 things, then 9 things, then 8, and then we work down to 1. Believe me, I had all the tricks and all the strategies to get my kids to clean up. But we have to do this for ourselves too. So set your personal goal. I'm just gonna go in my closet and I'm gonna find 5 things that I can give away and I can put in that basket. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna find 5 things I can give away. Or it might be, I'm just gonna put away 10 things right now. I don't have to get the whole living room cleaned up. I'm just gonna find 10 things to put away. Now, what this also does, it increases your momentum. You start a project and sometimes it's like, I'm already doing this. I'll just find like 5 more. Not that you have to, but I know that sometimes that momentum can take over and actually encourage you to reach a different personal goal, to push it a little further. And hey, why not, right? So this is a beautiful way, again, to make a big task, shrink it down to make it something smaller that you can actually do effectively. Remember, decluttering is not the goal, it's just a lifestyle. Now, the third stop, remember we set time stops around a egg timer or a song. We set tally stops around a certain number. And the last one is task. So all you're gonna do is a small task. So for example, let's say you're looking at a garage that's full of clutter. What if you just decide, all I'm gonna do right now is just this one corner. Maybe I'm just going to do this one shelf. Maybe just this one small cabinet. That's a task inside a larger task. It's a way to divide it up so you can do it more effectively and more quickly, and you're not feeling stressed out about it because you're like, you know what, it's just one small task. I could definitely get that done. So I want you to think that's that strategy number 5 is make sure you set your stops so you can tackle the big projects one bite at a time. Remember, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you declutter a house? One bite at a time, and it's a lifestyle, so you just keep it going. Now, strategy number 6. This is important. Just stay one step ahead. That's it. Just stay one step ahead. I actually don't want you to think about finally, it's like, I'm going to be debt free. That's awesome. But also we leverage debt to create more wealth a lot of times. So maybe the goal isn't clutter free. Maybe the goal is an effective lifestyle of managing the things in my home. Okay. Maybe the goal is not debt free. Maybe it's, I'm going to turn positive debt into wealth. So I'm always increasing cash flow. So I know that's a different teaching, but it's the same idea of maybe the goal needs to become more of a lifestyle where I'm increasing my life, I'm blessing my life, I'm expanding my territory, I'm creating more health, more wealth, more abundance. That's the idea of managing your home. Because if you have a home with kids and you have a lot of stuff going on, it never stays the same, right? It's always this like organic area that moves and breathes and it changes, and the things in it and the people in it and the design in it, all of that changes, and you need to be flexible and resilient around it. So I want to encourage you with this one strategy, just stay one step ahead. You don't have to do everything right now, but you can do something today. So I want you to think about that. You don't have to do everything right now, but you can do something today. But what can you do today? Think about this in terms of decluttering as a lifestyle. What can you do today that can bless your home? It can bless your family. It can bless you. It can open up space. It can open up time. It really gets to what matters in your life. It's not about getting clutter-free. It's about, can I just stay one step ahead? So for example, when you buy new clothes and bring them into your home, can you get rid of maybe that many plus one? When you bring new groceries in, can you declutter the fridge and the pantry and just make room for it? Remember, just one step ahead. You don't have to do everything right now, but you can do something today to stay one step ahead. Now, the last strategy, okay? This is strategy number 7, and I'm just gonna call it trash talk, okay? Are you ready for a little trash talk? Because I gotta get real with you for a minute. I want you to think about when it really comes to decluttering. Sometimes it helps to get motivated by the reality of the home that we're creating. When your home is becoming a hotbed for clutter, when you're just collecting, when you're not staying one step ahead, when you're not developing clutter-free as a lifestyle, when you're just neglecting it and avoiding it, what you're doing is you're basically creating trash. And I know this sounds harsh, but you know what? Remember, I tell everyone before you show up to my coaching, put on your big girl pants and your steel toe boots, because I do not go light. We can get into some pretty hard areas. And so a little bit of this trash talk is this: either you take it to the dump or you live in a dump. Which one do you want? Don't think I need to just keep it. I need to hold on to it. If you don't need it, if you don't want it, if it doesn't enrich your life, if it doesn't make you happier, if it doesn't make you feel authentic or abundant, or it's not accessible, get rid of it. It now becomes ineffective. It becomes a deterrent to the abundance that you want to experience in your life. So just think about, meditate on this. I can take it to the dump, or I live in a dump. It makes it easier to part with things. Now, a lot of things you can just give away. That falls into being a contributor and loving people and sharing your things with people and being able to let stuff go because other people could use it or they would enjoy it more than you. That's one thing. But then it becomes, after you've given the stuff away, then it becomes, it's either I'm going to take it to the dump or I live in a dump. But I don't want my home. Think about it. You are royalty. God says you are a king and a priest. As master moms, I consider that a queenly life. I consider that a royal title that we hold. Are you really developing a palace? Are you designing your home and treating your home as a palace fit for a royal family? You and your family, you are royalty. You, like the King of Kings, that DNA is inside you, that blood runs through you. And as royalty, it is your royal duty to create a home that exhibits his glory. A home, not that you have to live in a mansion, but I remember living we had a 1,400 square foot home with 10 people living in it. Yes, because we raised another girl, so we had like 8 children, 2 adults. But guess what? That home was a palace, and I don't believe God would have ever led me to any other place if I did not show appreciation and gratitude for where he placed me there. It doesn't matter how big or how small your home is, how old it is, how young it is, it doesn't matter. Can you treat it as a palace because a royal family lives inside? I want you to start going through room by room. Why don't you take a tour of your home today? Go room by room and say, what in here does not show royalty? Even like the toys strewn all over, those can be placed in containers, in beautiful containers that you could probably find at Goodwill or something. Not that it has to be costly or expensive, but it has to feel energetic. It has to feel elegant. It has to feel royal, because that's who you are. So I want you to use that one strategy. Really go through your home. Look at it with different eyes. Look at it with a royal vision, because you have a royal family and you have royal blood that runs through you. If this is a new concept for you, I definitely want you to search for a coaching series called The Crown. That's going to bless you. It's going to help you realize who you are as a woman of God. And when you change your identity, you will change your surroundings. Could be one of the most effective ways for you to declutter. So I hope this has blessed you, this entire series, Making the Cut Head First. We made the cut in our head, talking about our thoughts around clutter. We made the cut in our heart, talking about those core needs and how we use clutter to fill them. And we talked about, well, making the cut in our home, actual strategies we can implement starting right now to create a home that is fit for a royal family that has no clutter. Because remember, clutter-free is not the goal, it's a lifestyle. I want to thank you for hanging out with me, and also I want to encourage you, again, if you are not inside Mom Master University, get inside and do the work. This is just one part. This is a two-part series now. Well, not a two-part series, but a two-part coaching process. You get the information here, and then you get inside Mom Master University and do the extended work. There's an entirely different video. It's a new video, a new training, everything to help you take this information and practically put it to work in your life. So get inside, do the work. You're gonna be blessed like crazy. So what about you, Mama? Are you ready to enroll in the only school that will not only change your life, but also your legacy? Go to Mom Mastery University, where we dive deep into the biblical principles that give ordinary moms extraordinary results. Get enrolled today.